Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, farmers everywhere, anywhere in the world, welcome to the Poultry Talk. It's me, your host, Mr. Magwala, the poultry farmer. So, in today's video, I want us to discuss the challenges that we go through as poultry farmers in South Africa, basically, because that's where I'm based. Yeah, man. The first challenge that I want us to talk about, to talk about today, is the cost of feed. The cost of feed keep on rising, keep on rising, keep on rising. I remember in 2019, the feed it used to go around 290 for a starter, but now it's 2022 and the starter goes around 370. So imagine how much will be a starter around 2025, because even the price of petrol keep on increasing, and it's one of the factors that affect the price of feed. Every time the petrol goes high, even the feed goes high. So those are some of the challenges that you're gonna face as a poultry farmer. If you are upcoming poultry farmer, you want to tap into the poultry industry, just know that the first challenge that you're going to have is the cost of feed. And it's a cost that we have been trying to overcome, but we seems failing, because right now each and every brand, their prices are more like the same. Because before you used to know that if this brand's price is this much, there was a better brand with a lower prices. But now it seems like all the brand, they are ranging from the same price these days. So they're all in the same level. Even if they are not all in the same level, but you'll find that maybe the other brand is like the starter is like 365 and the other brand is 370. So the difference is not that much. It's like 5 rand different, rand different. But anyway, that's that's the first challenge that you're gonna face as a poultry farmer. And another challenge that I want us to discuss is the outbreak of diseases. That's another challenge that sometimes you have an outbreak. So when I talk about an outbreak of a disease, I'm not talking about those diseases that you normally occur only in your chicken house, like your Newcastle, that you maybe sometimes experience in your chicken coop. I'm talking about diseases that can affect the whole industry or everyone in the industry. Last year, 2021, we had an outbreak in South Africa. I just forgot the name of the outbreak. But yeah, you can go and check it out. We had an outbreak around July, August, September, somewhere there. That's when we had an outbreak. And once you have an outbreak, you're gonna have a shortage of chickens. So that outbreak affected so many people, and it also affected so many hatcheries. So we had so much shortage of chickens towards December. Even we know that it happens every time in every year, that around Easter and festive season, you're gonna have shortage of chickens. But last year it was worse because of the outbreak that occurred a few months before the festive season. So yeah, man, those are some of the challenges that you're gonna get. Then another challenge is the import of chickens in South Africa. We know that we import a lot of chickens in South Africa from different countries. One of them being Brazil. It's one of the top players that we import from in South Africa. So when they bring their chicken here in South Africa, and we us as local producers, we can't compete with them, because their prices are so low. And you can ask yourself, what do they use to produce these chickens? Because their prices are so low. So that's another thing that affects us sometimes locally, is the import industry of chickens. So another challenge that's really costly is the electricity, because some of us, we use electricity to keep our chicken home in the house, in the chicken coop. So and also the electricity keeps on going up. I mean, the electricity costs keep on going up. Even recently, South Africa, they've spoken about it. They say maybe it's about 50%. If it haven't been finalized, but I saw some newspaper saying that Eskom it's soon to increase the electricity cost. They call it electricity tariff or something. Yeah. So yes, that's another challenge. But that one you can also overcome it by using your coal or your bio bricks, or you can heat your chicken coop with this gas heater. So you can use a gas to keep your chicken home. So yeah, if you feel like electricity is costing you too much, you can also use you have so many alternatives that you can use. It's been coal, bio brick, and gas. So another challenge that we normally face as poultry farmers in South Africa is the access to market. Because it's a real problem. But sometimes you find people calling you and say, "You man, Mr. Makwala, I have like 500 chickens and I'm stuck. I don't have a market. Please assist." We are all facing that challenge because we don't have a formal market where we say every month or in every cycle, I'm gonna drop this much or this batch of chickens at a certain market that I'm 100% sure of. So we just rely on people who call or walk in every day and say, "I want chickens." So access to market, it's one of the toughest thing that you're gonna go through as a poultry farmer. If you want to access this journey of being a poultry farmer, just know that the market it's really tricky. So you gotta know when you put your chickens in the chicken house, you have to know that if I put them on this day, they're gonna be ready at this day, and people will be having money around that time. So what I normally do, I know that if I put my chicken at a certain period, at a certain time, around the 25 of any month towards month end, that's where people starting to get paid. Around 25, people starting to get paid there. So you know that the market will be okay around that time. So make sure that your chickens around that time, they're starting to be ready to be sold. Another challenge that people normally call and say, "Hey, access to funding, guys. It's not easy to get funding. It's not easy to get funding in South Africa. We have so many people. I know so many people have been in the industry of farming, and none of them have ever got any funding from any government or any private company to say we want to assist." Yeah, we see our SAB. They have foundations, but I don't know anyone who ever got funding from them. Even the Department of Agriculture also have funding, but I don't know anyone that ever got funding from them. But I believe there are some people who did get funding, but I don't know any because I've applied so many times also myself, but I had never got any luck of getting any fund from any government institution or any private company to support my business. So if you wanna do it, you just gonna have to put your own money and start. Because even if you say you wanna start but you want funding to start, it's hard because people don't really fund an idea or a business plan. The people they wanna fund cash flow. They wanna see you that you are making it and you're doing this thing that you say you want funding for. Even in the government these days, when you apply, they wanna come and see where you farming. What do you have? Do you have any structure that you have that shows that I'm already started? You have books that shows that every month you're selling, every month you're buying product that you are producing. So don't wait for funding. Funding will never come. Just start, and if funding comes, will come when you have already started. Because even private companies, when they fund, they want to see that you have already been farming. They don't want to fund someone who's about to start because they don't know if you're gonna win or what. But if you already started and you have already doing it, it shows that no, this person have a passion for this thing, or this person is serious about it. So if you're just gonna write your business plan, everything looks good on the business plan, remember. But if you're just gonna write that business plan and submit it and hope the best out there for you to come, I'm gonna tell you to say forget about it. So the last challenge that I want us to discuss is the quality of bits, quality of the old chickens actually. So because around festive season and Easter time, that's when we know that a lot of people get low quality, and some they get the wrong breed of chickens. Because we know that if you're a broiler farmer, you have to buy roast 306, 306 or 308. Which one is it? I think it's 308, 306 or 308. Yeah, but yeah, that's the breed that you need to buy as a broiler farmer. You have to know which breed you have to use. Let me quickly check the thing. The breed, yeah, it's 308. You have to buy Ross 308 as a broiler farmer. Then another thing is that around festive season, the demand is high, and even people from hatcheries, they have a pressure because they want to meet the demand, but they can't meet the demand. So what they do sometimes, they mix the breed. They can take layer, put them there, and the hash or whatever they can hash. But the problem is that you will see it once your chicken around 2 to 3 weeks, because when they're still day old, you can't really differentiate them, because if you don't know the chicks, you can't really differentiate them because they all look the same. But after 2 weeks to 3 weeks, that's when you can spot the different or normal. The growth it's not the same, and the growth is not the one that you're used to as a broiler chicken. So what are the layers? So the breed is totally different, because I saw a lot of people on social media posting saying, "Yo, my chicken I had 5 weeks to 6 weeks and they're still not growing. What may be the problem?" You just know that you got knocked, you got scammed. They have given you the wrong breed. So that's a really challenge that not everyone, but most of farmers, they go through it around festive season and Easter time. And I've seen a trend now that a lot of people around this time, they don't wanna grow chickens. Especially if you're a small farmer around this time, I'll advise you, don't grow chickens. Just buy the ready for market chickens, because even the demand is high from customers around this time. The market is booming. So if you just wanna buy from the big boys who sell us the small boys, I'll advise you to go for it around this time. You'll grow your chickens in the middle of the year, but around festive season and Easter time, my advice is that don't grow. Just buy ready for market chickens and sell them to your customers. Because once you start to grow around this time, you may be lucky not to get knocked. But a lot of people get knocked around that time. I remember one time I wrote on Twitter and said I have 300 chickens and I'm growing, and somebody said I have 1,000 of those, and somebody said I have 2,000 of those. I was like, yo, so I'm not the only one, because I nearly got knocked, but I did 6 weeks. My chicken were fine, but not at the standard that I normally know. But even the shape, it was more like layer, but it was not layer, it was broiler, but with with a funny growth. So I'll advise you guys, like around this time, don't grow, because there's a lot of scammers around those times. Yeah. So another scam is the one that you normally find people say, "I have chickens or day old chicks. Please deposit the money, and you'll come and collect." If you don't know that person, don't deposit the money. Go to that person and see that person before you pay and see the product, because we are tired of people who send us DM and say, "Yo, I got knocked. You know this guy." Guys, if you wanna buy your product, we don't say don't buy from an individual, but buy from an individual that you have seen that this person is really selling this thing and is really having the hatchery that he says is heavy. So don't fall for funny things, guys. Don't fall in the victim of being scammed. But my advice still say buy ready for sale chickens around the festive season and the Easter time, because the demand is high, and so not every hatchery can meet the demand. Not everybody can get the good quality. So you'll find people crying around those time. People lose a lot of money around those time. Imagine you have a bench of 1,000. How much did it cost? And you can't even sell one chicken from that bench. So guys, that's my advice. So those are some of the challenges that you find in the poultry industry. So from me, I just want to say thanks, guys, and I appreciate the growth that I see on the channel, and the comment that people always say keep it up. I appreciate all those comments, those who tell me how to improve. I really appreciate it. So thanks everyone who subscribe and who still continue to watch my videos. I promise I'll still drop more content that you wanna see, guys. Thank you very much. And don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, man. I appreciate the support.